Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of All the Bricks. This video, finally going to get in and build the Mega Masters of the Universe Snake Mountain. Sort of a bittersweet moment for me, as this is the last of the really big sets from Mega that I've got. There is still the first of the towers, but compared to this, that's only a medium smallish set. So let's have a look at the box and then what's inside. The front cover, we've got the very traditional pose or look of Snake Mountain as it was in the toy. Not how it was so much in the cartoon, but the way the snake wraps around the top is a lot more cartoon than the toy. It's still got the face on the other side. It's just it's really just a marvelous looking set. I'm really looking forward to getting this one out. So starting on the top here on the box, you can see Dragon Blaster Skeletor. Super excited to get him. Then just below we've got Thunder Punch He-Man. Once again, awesome. Evil Lyn, another character I was missing. As well as Webstore, which is another figure that I've been looking forward to getting. And then down the bottom, Ram Man finally, and the toy color version of Trapjaw, which once again, been looking forward to getting that guy. So that's the front of the box. Up on top, once again, can see all the figures laid out. On the first side, we've got Dragon Blast Skeletor there in all his glory, as well as an internal view of the set. On the back, got all the figures. Oh, okay, get Screech as well. Okay, I didn't see that. And we've got this lovely internal view of Snake Mountain, which has much more detail than what the original had, that's for sure. And especially getting that throne and the table that was used in the cartoon, a really nice bonus. This side got some more of the features that come in the set. And there it is with Castle Grayskull. Hopefully this fits on the shelf that I've got Grayskull on. And then on the last side, there's Thunder Punch He-Man. And a closed up view. There's something on the bottom. Oh, nothing on the bottom, just barcodes and that. Alright, I'll get this open. There's a tab here. And I'll have to get a knife as there is some tape on these. Okay, I just had to quickly do that off camera. It was a bit hard to hold a camera and cut, so there was some tape there. There was also some tape down the side here that I already pre-cut. So, getting in, on the top, got some artwork on the inside there. More pictures of what's in the set and how it looks. Okay, so with the box open, I had to put the camera down and do this because it was just too difficult. Got this lovely artwork with Skeletor's face, and then all the evil characters there. Once again, like Grayskull, got the numbered boxes. And this one, there's 2 numbered books with all the instructions. I'll get one of these things. Oh, these are different sizes too. One's bigger, one's slightly smaller. Instead of being 4 boxes like Castle Grayskull, there's just the 2 boxes in this one. So this box goes all the way down. I just tried lifting it out then and it is big. So yeah, that's the whole depth of the box. So obviously this will go with each instruction booklet, I would say. Okay, so have to slide that outside cover off, and there's a cardboard cover that covers all the pieces, which we have numbered bags and lots of them. So I'll get this first box done, as there's only the 2 steps, and come back and have a look at that, and then at the end it'll be the final set together. So I'll be back in a minute, or in a second, a few seconds for you, a few hours for me, with where I'm up to. Okay, and here's the end of section 1. It's about to start on section 2. So this is what we have so far, this side of the tower. I'd like to say that everything was great. It fell together. And most of it did. But there were a few spots that sort of left a bit to be desired. This front corner here, if you sort of lean it forward and doing it, that can sort of pop out. And I just felt then it started to want to move. So it's a bit of a difficult spot. It's not so secured. The biggest disappointment, if the camera will pick it up, just in here, you can see there's a bit of a gap there. Well, there was meant to be an extra one of those angled pieces that form the step to join down and fill in that gap, and it wasn't in the kit. I'm very careful. I've got a spot here where I open up the bags. Nothing can fall down. It's a big part. It's not a big part, but it's not a tiny part that can roll off all that. It's 4 studs long, 2 studs wide at the bottom, and tapers in. And yeah, I went back through the instructions, made sure I hadn't put it in the wrong spot, and no, I just couldn't find it. So there was a bit missing, which was very disappointing. There wasn't even anything else, like another part to fill in for it. So what I ended up doing was just using a couple of leftover, like a 1 stud there, and the other side's got, that you can't see, as a just a 1x1 plate to fill the gap, so that keeps it nice and level, because the next step up had a bit to join to it. So yeah, that was disappointing. I can probably see why maybe they've decided to stop this line, if they have, because the amount of plastic already just from this first section is pretty crazy, and they can't get the parts right. So yeah, not how I wanted this step to be so far, but hopefully it'll get better. The vines and stuff, all the pink bits look really good. The faces, which I was a bit concerned about, and I've seen someone else that removed all that stuff and it looks really good. They don't bother me so much. They're not very noticeable when they've got it on kit. Like here you can see it because it's right in the middle of the camera. And when you're looking at it from a distance, it's barely noticeable. Same with the inside. The face that's there is hardly noticeable. So yeah, that's the end of section 1. We'll get into section 2, which is the other half of this part of the castle or tower, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and here's section 2, all complete. And so this, even with the little missing part earlier, what a fun build. As I've mentioned earlier, I've built Lego since I was a little kid, so I've had lots of practice and done lots of kits of different levels, and this was really entertaining and fun to do. I'll get into it fully when it's fully done, but just it was just so many interesting build techniques and parts used to put everything together. As seen, I've left the faces on. I don't know if I'll leave that there forever, but when it's turned around, you can't see it. This door was was fun. Went together easy enough, but when putting the snake around, it just, the way you grip everything, it managed to knock it off well and truly. So that's something to be careful of. But of course, just put it back together and put it back in there. I'm still fully finessing with the way the snake wraps around and where everything goes, because as you can see here, there's just a little bit of separation from that joint holding the snake up there. But it's nothing major, and you can't see it from the front really. So yeah, really enjoying this build. Took about 8 hours, somewhere between 8 and 9 hours today to build this section. So that was enough for one day. I'll be back, and tomorrow I'll be starting the other half of the build, and then finish, of course, with the full build put together. Okay, so it's on the box too. I already take the slip off just because it's easier. Get this in there under it. And then here's another very full box of parts on the book too. Let's get into it. Okay, here's section 3 done. Went together very well. Really like the detail of the lava fall. It looks spectacular on the box, and it looks even more impressive in person. Nice see-through section there. Well, not see-through, but translucent. And lots more spikes. That was a fun one. Okay, on to section 4. Okay, so section 4 is all done. You got the bone throne. Screech sits up there now. Got just a computer, and got the table that was well used in the cartoon for all the villains to stand around planning what they were going to do, which come out absolutely beautiful. That really looks great. Spin this bit around. Yeah, mouth does move like in the original. And just the amount of detail in this, really incredible. Okay, so now on to section 5, the final section, then we'll be all done. And here it is, all finished. I must say, this is a very impressive kit when it's all done. And it's quite big too. I was expecting, a little bit taller than Grayskull. But yeah, I don't know if this is even going to fit on the same bookshelf that I had planned to fit them side by side in their folded up state. But I can't put Point Dread on Grayskull in that space. And this is about as tall. If I probably put Point Dread on, it'll be about the same height. But yeah, what an impressive kit it comes out to be. So this waterfall or lava fall looks absolutely amazing in the middle there. They've really captured both sides of Snake Mountain. They've captured the toy side, and they've also tried to capture the animation side, with it being more spiky and tall and the snake going all the way around. I really appreciate that. It's still got all the features there of the original toy. The wolf head that used to be the microphone. The other ghoul head that talks. Yes, I don't know if it's meant to be an escape hole or if it's just the entrance way to Snake Mountain. And even the little face down there, which doesn't really stand out. Like looking at it normally, you can barely notice it. But it's just when you sort of focus on the camera, then it stands out. As I said, the snake wrapping all the way around like it does looks really, really great. The bridge is actually flexible and just detaches from one side when you want to fold it in half, which it does quite easily. There's also an escape hatch. I'll turn it around in a second. It is a bit of a job. Here's the inside. So the look of that face on the entranceway or the exit, whatever it's meant to be, is really impressive. There is the trapdoor as well that pulls out from this. The trapdoor, and that falls down into an actual swamp sort of thing with real tentacles and that to capture whoever falls in there. The bone throne, which looks absolutely amazing. The table for the evil warriors to get around, and even a dungeon in this one, which there is a escape feature at the side, which lets the front pop out. So there's yet another play feature in this set that really sets it above, what the original toy had. The wolf head doesn't. Oh, I'm going to press down properly there. Doesn't speak, doesn't have the microphone, of course, but it's there in representation. But yeah, really, really impressed with this. It was a fun build. Basically, it took 2 days of building to get it all done. That's for making the gargoyle speak on the front. So yeah, a couple of days of building, an easy weekend, and this was done. Okay, so first the extras, and besides the missing plate in the staircase, which I also went out and checked all the bags that I'd thrown out just to make sure it wasn't stuck in a corner, and it definitely wasn't there. So there's still, you can't really tell from here, there's quite a lot of extra small pieces on this. A lot more of these spike pieces, which could actually go around and maybe add some extra ones, as there's some spots that didn't get filled in, so you can sort of modify and play with it how you want. But yeah, plenty of parts there if you lose anything or anything dropped when you're building it. Also, interestingly, got 2 of the brick separators, which is not complaining, but got one in the first box and one in the second box, so that was an interesting inclusion. Alright, onto the figures. First up, one I was really looking forward to, Dragon Blaster Skeletor. So this was the one version of Skeletor that I never had in the originals. The kid across the road had it, so I got to sort of see it and play with it, that one. And because you're stuck with the dragon on him at all times, because it was part of the armor in the original one, made him very back heavy, and it just wasn't. It looked great, but it didn't, play very well. This one, at least you can take the dragon off and just have the armor, which looks really good. Some more light on here. The Skeletor, and he's nothing different about the rest of the figure, really, that I can see. Just the armor, but he does look great. And this chain piece that connected, I was really worried because I almost thought this was missing as well when I first opened up everything. But it's in its own little separate bag when you open the figure, and it was basically stuck inside the other bag. So, and it's very thin and small. So just be careful when, as I said, I held onto all bags until I was finished, and that paid off. So here's the first figure. Next figure, Thunder Punch He-Man. He looks pretty good. The chest piece didn't come out as crisp as what I was hoping it would be, but it looks alright. He's got the shield there with the fake caps, the yellow sword, the 2-tone boots, which was how he was. I even gave him the backpack, with the little turning knob. That's a nice detail. They didn't have to do that. They could have just, done a basic look of it, but they really went that extra bit. Face says it's pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the clear sword, even though it's how it was in the original. But yeah, very glad to have this version of He-Man. Moving on, the only other heroic warrior, which is one I was waiting for, is Ram Man. And since they've cancelled the Road Ripper, or the other one that was meant to come with him in the orange outfit, this is pretty much the only way to get him. So very happy to have Ram Man. He looks really good. Definitely not totally toy accurate with the legs being able to be posable, but I'd rather have posable legs than the spring function. So he's got all the same posability. It's just the head is a little bit more limited because of the helmet and how it is. You can only move a little bit. I'm not sure. I haven't tried pulling off to see if it comes, because these figures all actually came built, so didn't have to worry about that. But I think the head and the helmet is one piece, so. But still, really glad to have another heroic warrior in the group. Now, one of my favourites, original colour, or original toy colour Trapjaw. And they've got the yellow version or green version from the Skeletor head. I was just glad to at least have a Trapjaw. But yeah, I knew once I got to this set, I'd have the proper coloured for the toy version Trapjaw. All the same posability and the same features as the other one, just different colours, but very glad to have him. Though his jaw just seemed very loose, seems to pop open. Actually stayed up closed this time, but yes, every time I seemed to move it, his jaw would fall open, so. But yeah, very glad to have him. Skeletor's in the cartoon sort of number 2. Evil-Lyn, another character I was waiting to get hold of. I almost bought one of the 5 packs that has Mossman and Prince Adam, and has a different repaint of Evil-Lyn, which I still might pick up if I can find one for the same price it was going for before. It unfortunately sold before I decided to pick it up. But once again, I knew that I'd be getting Evil-Lyn in this set, so I wasn't all that concerned about getting another repaint. There she goes. Now she's in focus. And she looks really good. Very toy accurate in colours. I think the other one's more the later version, like the 200X colours sort of thing, where she was more of a skin tone and had more purple. But yeah, glad to have this Evil Warrior to go along with Skeletor. And the last figure, Webstore. Now, the actual figure itself is very accurate. He looks great. And I do like the arms being on there, the extra legs, but it's not how he was, and they do seem to be, I think they're just ball jointed on. As I said, these all came assembled, so not really sure. I know I can take the backpack as itself off, which I may do for display, because yeah, that's more of the cartoon version, or that. It wasn't how he was in the toy. He was just the figure with the back. Well, I mean, the backpack has his grappling hook, so that's not the be all and all. I won't be using it because it's not got the function. They've given it to us all nicely tied up with the string. I don't really want to go taking it off and then have to try and work out how to rewind the wire, the rope, to keep it all back in nice and neat. So you can just stay like this. I'm pretty sure I'm getting another one with the first of the 3 towers. So we'll see how that one looks, if it's got the same features, or if I want to change it. But yeah, once again, it's another new figure. And they all look very, very good. Very impressed with how these came out, along with the whole set. So that'll do it for this review. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And a quick thank you for reaching 200 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Do want to do a proper 200 subscriber video, but this one was sort of more time consuming and I didn't really get into that. So look for that coming up. It'll be a shorter video just to say thank you. So that'll do it for this one. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.